Namaskar, Abhishek once again with a new episode in the series called Unlocking Stars with Abhishek. Unlocking Stars with Abhishek is a series on Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra. Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra is one of the most fundamental, most authentic, most genuine scriptures available to mankind till today. This great divine scripture is in the form of discourse between the great teacher Maharshi Parashar and his beloved student Maitreya. Through this series, we are putting our humble and respectful tribute in the lotus feet of great Guru Maharshi Parashar by the recitation and commentary on verse by verse basis. In the last episode, Mahaguru Maharshi Parashar very gracefully concluded last chapter. That chapter is related to East and Kast Phala Sadhan, the benefic and malefic tendencies of a planet, and classical Parashari techniques related to principles, how to do the assessment of a bhav. Now, Mahasi is in the mission to bless Maitreya with very fascinating and very detailed concept, very important concept, and that concept with the new chapter, that is the concept of padas, pad or arud. Pad or arud, Maharshi is not claiming pad or arud is first time invented or discovered by him. As you know, how humble our great Guru. He is always, whenever possible, invoking the lineage, the Guru Parampara, and he was saying like this concept of Pad or Arud is also developed and came up from the Parampara, from Purvarti Acharyas, Pravartakas. Although we know this concept is very much popularized due to Maharshi Jamini's extensive and beautiful application of this concept, but the real seed, but the conception you can find here in Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra, in Parashari system. Jamini, Maharshi Jamini, the author of Purva Mimamsa, he developed, he went on in full detail and popularized this concept more. But here in this chapter, Padadhyaya, you will find the real seed, how this came up. So in today's episode, we will follow the footprints of Mahaguru Maharshi Parashar, and we will very sincerely, we will very carefully watch how Maharshi Parashar is going to reveal this new concept, which is very much required in predictive expedition, in predictive analysis, mostly related to the finances and other well-being, possibility of the well-being of the native. This pada, different padas, not only Lagna pada, all the 12 padas are being used. Before follow the footprints of Mahaguru Maharshi Parasar, as usual, we will go down, we will bow down, we will put forward our humble and respectful prayer in the lotus feet of great Guru, Adi Guru, Lord of the Lord, Dev of the Dev, Sri Mahadev. Let's come along. तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि तन्नो रुद्रः प्रचोदयात्. Jai Gurudev. Har Har Mahadev. Har Har Mahadev. After bowing down in the lotus feet of Sri Mahadev, we are ready to enter into the 30th chapter, 30th adhyay, called Padadhyay. In Padadhyay, in this chapter, Maharshi will go like, he will first give the definition of this very concept, Pad or Arud. He will explain how to calculate the Arud, the Padas. Once you know how to calculate the Padas, then he will provide you the utility, how you will use that one, these things. So he will talk about the effect also. He will play with the arrangements also with respect to the Padas. So let's immerse in the verse first, where Maharshi is going to reveal. Maharshi is going to reveal the concept, very new concept, Padas. Atha Padadhyayah Parasaruvacha Kathayamyatha Bhavanam Khetanam Chapadam Dvija Tadvises Phalam Gyatum Yatoktam Prang Maharsi. He is saying Yatho Yuktam Prang Maharsi Bhi. So what have been said by the earlier Maharshis, earlier great sages, earlier Pravartakas. So he is talking about the Parampara, how this concept came in. So this concept, the real seed, is in the Parampara. So Maharshi is acknowledging here in this verse. He is saying, Hey Maitre, Hey Dviz, Hey Brahman, I am going to tell you about the Padas, about the Arud, about the Arud of the Bhavas, of the houses also, and Grahas also, of the planets also, which this concept has been laid down by the earlier Acharyas, earlier Maharshis. So that is his intention, what he is going to do in this chapter. And at the same time, he is telling about the history of this concept. For Germany, the seed lies in the Parasari. And for Parasar, the seed of this concept lies in the Parampara. So this is the great Parampara. Maharshi, whenever get a chance, always talk about his Guru Parampara. Now he is coming up with this concept. The very first definition he is revealing. He is blessing us through the verse number 2 and so on. Let's come. Laganat yava tithe rasau tisthet lagane swarah krama tadas Tavatīthe rasau lagnasya padamuchyate. So lagna pad, he is talking about first lagna pad. Lagna arud lagna. So lagna pad is simply called pad. So he is giving the definition. And similarly, he is saying for other bhavas except lagna, other 11 bhavas, the same thing, same method we have to adopt. We will first imagine the verse, then we will do the commentary, what Maharshi is really telling us, how to go. In verse number 3, let's immerse in it. Sarve samapi bhavanam geyamayam padam dvija tanubhav padam tatra budhamukhya padam viduha. So he is saying all the bhavas you have to go like that. How you will go with the lagna bhav, and the tanu bhava padam, that is the mukhya padam. You can call it simply pad also. Now, what Maharshi is saying exactly? What Maharshi is saying exactly? That we are going to understand. So this is a North Indian chart. Maharshi has revealed the definition of the padas. So let us suppose this is a Aries ascendant chart, and the Mangal Dev, the Lagnes, is sitting in the 6th house. So you have to count from the Lagna how many houses Lagnes is sitting. So Lagna is here for the Aries ascendant, the 1st house, and Lagnes in our example, Mangal Dev, Mars, is sitting in 6th house. So we will count from here, from Lagna Bhav, ascendant house, to Lagnes, where Lagnes is, ascendant Lord is sitting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6th house. So Lagnes is sitting 6th house away from the Lagna. So now where Lagnes is sitting, we have to count the same. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This 11th house. So this 11th house is the Arudha, is the pad, Lagna pad for this particular native. So through this example, now I think it's very clear to you. So for any ascendant, so Taurus ascendant, so this is the Lagna house. Lagna house is always the 1st house is the Lagna house. For Taurus ascendant, Sukradev is the Lagna. So where Sukradev is sitting? If Sukradev is sitting in 3rd house, so you count 1, 2, 3. From Sukradev, you have to count 1, 2, 3, same number. So 5th house, this house is the Lagna pad, or simply pad, or Arudha of 1st house. So in this manner we will go. This is the definition by Mahaguru Maharshi Parashara in the verse number 2. In verse number 3, he is saying for other house, for other lords also you have to go. You have to follow the same thing. So for 2nd house lord, this is your 2nd house. See where is 2nd house lord is sitting. So for Aries ascendant, 2nd house lord is Venus. If 2nd house lord is sitting in 7th house, so we have to count from here, 2nd house to the 2nd house lord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the 6. So this 6, now we have to count from here to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this 12th house, this is the Dhanpad. Dhanpad, second house Arud. Arud of the second house. So Arud of the first house is the Lagnapad, and Arud of the second house is the Dhanpad. And we will follow the same thing for each houses. So Arud of third house is the Vikram Pad or Bhratri Pad. Or fourth, we will follow the fourth according to the verse number 3. For each houses we have to do. For fourth, that is the Sukh Pad or Matri Pad. For the fifth, we will follow the same thing from the fifth house. Where is the fifth lord? And we will do the same calculation. So that is the Mantra Pad or Putra Pad. And for the sixth one, that is the Rog Pad or Satru Pad. And that is the seventh one. For seventh, we will follow the same thing. That is the Dara Pad or Kalatra Pad. And for the eighth house, we will do the same thing. That is the Marana Pad. Eighth house, Mritu Asthan, Marana Pad. And for the ninth, that is the Pitri Pad, because it is a house of father, Pitri Pad. And for the 10th, that is the Karma Pad. And for the 11th, that is the Labh Pad. And for 12th, that is the Vyaya Pad. So in this manner, we will do for each bhava, each houses. So we have ability to calculate padas of each houses now with this technique. The first house, the Arud of first house is called Lagna Pad or simply Pad. The Arud of second house, that is the Dhan Pad. Arud of third house, that is the Vikram Pad or Bhratri Pad. Arud of fourth house, that is the Matri Pad or Sukh Pad. Arud of fifth house, that is the Mantra Pad or Putra Pad. Arud of sixth house, that is the Satru Pad or Rog Pad. Arud of seventh house, that is the Dara Pad or Kalatra Pad. Arud of eighth house, that is the Marana Pad. Arud of ninth house, that is the Pitri Pad. Arud of 10th house, that is the Karma Pad. Arud of 11th house, that is the Labh Pad. And Arud of 12th house, that is the Vyaya Pad. So now we are fully confident. We have ability to calculate the padas according to Mahaguru Maharshi Padas. But Mahaguru is coming up with some exceptions. He is giving some exceptions. Two exceptions are coming in this technique through the verse number 4 and 5. Let's come. So for bhavas, how to calculate the pad we know. Now we are talking about the two exceptions. Let's come. Let's immerse in the verse. The first exception through the verse number 4. Swasthanam saptam naiva padam bhavitu rahati tasmin padatve vigeyam madhyam surya kramat padam. That is the first exception. So first exception, he is saying, Mahaguru is saying, Swa Asthanam, same house, Swa Asthanam, or the seventh from it, there should not be, it should not become padas. It should not become padas. When the pad falls in the same house, pad fall on the same house, the 10th from the 10th, from that house will be treated as the padas. So if the first exception is if the pad fall on the same house, if pad fall on the same, then we will go to the 10th from that house. And for, let's imagine the verse, next verse. Yatha turiya sthite nathe turiyameva padam bhave saptame cha sthite nathe vigyayam dasam padam. I have told you commentary first. And similarly, if like when the 7th become the pad, so there are two possibility, two exceptions. If pad become the same house or pad become the 7th. If pad become the 7th, then 4th from the original house, that will be the. And if pad become the if pad become the 7th, then 4th. If pad become the same, then it is 10th from the same house. These are the exceptions. Two exceptions. Now we will go and we will play. Try to understand these two exceptions. Otherwise, I don't want you should have any knot in your mind. Let us suppose a Sagittarius Lagna. So Sagittarius Lagna, let us suppose. And the Lagnes for the Sagittarius. So here 9, Sagittarius, here 9. And here it is coming Sagittarius, it's a 9. It's a 9. And the Lagnes is Jupiter. For the Sagittarius, Jupiter is the Lagnes. So if you take like Jupiter is sitting here, in this case Jupiter is sitting here, so Jupiter is here, and you have to calculate the Lagna pad. So you have to calculate the Lagna pad. So you will start counting, because Maharshi has told us the method. You have to start counting from here up to where Lagna Lord is posited. So here you will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. Now you have to find out the pada, Lagna pada. Then you have to count 7 from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now the pada is falling on the same house, on the Lagna, on the same. So in this case, what is the Arudha? So now exception is coming. So in this case, if this is happening, then 10th is the Arudha. 10th is the Arudha. So here, this is the Arudha. This is the Arudha. So this is the first exception. This is the first exception he has. He has directed. He advised. That's the first exception. Now, for the second exception, let us consider one example. This is a Kumbh Lagna, Aquarius. So Kumbh Lagna, and you have to anything like Saturn is the Lagnes. Saturn is the Lagnes, and then in this case, Lagnes is in the Lagna. Lagnes is in the Lagna itself. Then the Arudha, what would be the Arudha in this case? So the exception is coming here, the fourth house. So these are the two. These are the two examples I have just given you to clarify the two exceptions. To clarify the two exceptions, these are the two examples. So I hope you understand. You understand this concept now. The definition part you understand. So with these 5 verses, verse number 1 to 5, Maharishi has provided the basic definition how to find out Bhavapada. Bhavapada. So pad related to the bhavas, he has explained. Same thing, same calculation, same concept Maharishi is going to implement on grahas, on planets. So he is coming up with the concept of grahapadas through verse number 6 and 7. So let's first emerge in the verse first. Grahapada. Yasmat yavatithe khetan tad bhavanam dvija tadastavatitham rasim khetarudam prachachite द्विनाथ द्विभयोरेवं विगेयं सबलावधि विगण्यः पदं विप्रातस्तस्य फलं वदे. Through the first verse in Grahapada, he is explaining, he is saying like the position of the planet. So you see the position of the planet and see how many signs they are away, how many houses, how many signs they are away from their own houses. And with reference, and you will get the value, how many signs they are away from the house. And then you have to count so many signs. You have to count so many signs from the said own sign and the resultant sign that become the Arudha of that planet. So that is the basic technique. In the verse 7, he is saying, because we know, except luminaries, sun and moon, other 5 planets, they got ownership of 2 signs. So which sign we will consider? That problem is coming. And Rahu Ketu also. So that problem is coming. So first of all, understand when they have ownership of 2 signs, then the sign which is strong, we will start considering that sign in the calculation. That sign in the calculation. And some of the acharyas believe that for Rahu, we will consider that Aquarius, Kumbh Rasi, because he got a co-ownership with Shanidev of Aquarius, and for Ketu, a Scorpio, because he got a co-ownership with Mangaldev. That Maharishi will reveal that one in further chapters, but at present that is important, so that's why. So that's why you're coming up with this. Now, I'm just giving you more clarity, let us suppose this is the Aries ascendant chart. So it's an Aries ascendant chart. And for Aries ascendant chart, we are just taking one example. This is one example for Aries ascendant to understand the Grahapadas. So I will do example for one planet. So let us suppose for this Aries ascendant native, his sun is posited in 12th house. So his sun is in the 12th house. Now we have to calculate the pada of sun, graha pada of sun. So we will first of all point out where is the ownership of the sun, original ownership of the sun. So we know the ownership of the sun is here in Leo. So Leo here, sun ownership. So from this sign of ownership of the sun, how many sign away sun is situated? So start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So sun is 8 sign away. Sun is 8 sign away. So from here you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is the graha root. That is the graha root. That is the graha pad for sun. So in case of sun, there was no problem because sun got ownership of only Leo. And in case of moon also, there is no problem because moon got only ownership of Cancer. What will happen? It will be due for Mars. So for Mars, if we have to do Mars, then Mars got ownership of Aries and Scorpio. So for particular native, we know the Mool Trikon is Aries. But for particular native, we have to understand through the Bhava Bal concept, which Bhav, which Rasi is stronger. And then we have to consider that one for the counting. It's a Hora, it's a very native specific science. So that's why these things we have to do. I hope through this example you understand this Graha root or Graha Pada. So we are just moving forward. Now Maharshi has revealed already. He has revealed already techniques how to calculate Bhava Pad and Graha Pad. Now he will talk about the utilities, how to use, what is the usefulness of this one. So he is going to tell us, bless us with the line of direction, Padaj and the finance, how we will think about the finance, possibility of financial status sound or weak or mix through this Padaj. So that revelation is coming up. Let's immerse in the verse first. In the verse number 8. Athaham padmasritya phalam kinchida brube duja padadekadase asthane graher yukter athivichite. He's saying, hey Dwij, hey Brahman, he is addressing to Maitreya. Now I am going to tell you some effect. Little bit I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you something related to the effect of planet on the padas, effect of the planet on the padas, and he picked up Ekadas Bhav, Ekadas house, 11th house from the Lagna Pad. So from the Lagna Pad, Ekadas house, he picked up. He is saying if 11th from the Lagna is occupied or aspected by a planet, if there is a planet, any planet, if there is a planet, it means native will be happy and rich. Native will be happy and rich. Now he is adding more flavor in the next verses. Verse number 9. Dhanvan jayate valastatha sukh samanvitaha. Up to here. If there is a planet, then he is a rich, he is a happy, he is a strong. Subhyogat sumargena dhan prapti ha papo nanitha. Now he is giving something. He is saying the wealth will come, the happiness will come to the native if there is a planet posited 11th from the Lagna Pad. But the wealth will come from which means like it means if the benefic planet is posited there, then wealth will come through good means, positive means. And if the malefic planet is posited there, then the wealth is come through a questionable means. It's very sad to say, like it's questionable means. I will keep like that one, not like that bad deeds, totally blunt. So he's saying like that. And now there is a possibility like benefic planet. There is first thing, there is no planet. Second, if there is a planet, benefic planet, then native is happy, native is rich, native got wealth. So there is a possibility it's a benefic planet or malefic planet. So that will give you indication about the means of the wealth. Now there are more possibility, more planets in one bhav. Then Maharshi is giving us more revelation. Misrer misri misrer misra phalam geyam swa uchcha mitradi gehagai bahuda jayate labho bahuda cha sukhagama padal labh griham yasya pasyanti sakala graha Raja va Raj Tulyo va Sajato Natra Sansaya. He's saying Natra Sansaya. What I am saying you, there is no doubt about it. No doubt about it, he's saying. He's saying if there are both the planets, like malefic planet also and benefic planet also posited in the 11th from the Padalagna, then the native will get wealth from both the means. Both the means. If planet is like a planet in the 11th, we are talking about the 11th from the Pad Lagnas, Lagna Pad. If the planet is exalted or own sign or in the sign of great friend or friend, so this combination will give plenty of wealth, plenty of happiness, plenty of comfort to the native. In proportionate, you can understand. Plenty means it's like a king life, king size life. So Raja or Rajatulyo, king or king like status he will get. So how we can apply this Padalagna's concept in understanding the possibility, static promises in the chart related to the finance. There are so many techniques, small little bit techniques and big techniques, every type of techniques Maharishi is teaching to Maitre, because the qualification of astrologer is the Uha Poha Patu. You don't go by one technique. You go by one technique, check by another, then check by another. So many angles you apply. If you can't find anything through Padlagna, it doesn't mean there is nothing in the chart. Apply another technique. Always remember this. These are the small building blocks, just adding up your knowledge, and then you will apply all together. Then the accuracy will come up. That is the direction of Mahaguru Maharishi Parashara himself. I'm not saying. That is his direction. So in this example, in this Mesh Lagna, in this example, so Mangal Dev is sitting here. So we are counting in here, we are counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then from here 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the Pada Lagnas. This is the Pada Lagnas. So we know this is this house, 11th house. This house is the Pada Lagnas, this house. So from this house, what Maharishi said, I'm just giving you pictorial this discussion so that concept will be clear completely. So Maharishi is talking about the 11th from the Padalagana. So from here, you count 11. I can count very fast, but I'm going slowly for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This house, 9th house. So now you have to see the 9th house of the native. In this native, is any planet in the 9th house? Or Padalagana consideration, Rahu Ketu is included. So is any planet, any 9 planet is here? If there is any planet is posited here, so there is a chance, there is a possibility, a static promise, native might be rich, native might be happy, native might get comfort. Then second point, what is the nature of that planet? Is it a malefic planet or is it a benefic planet? Or there are many planets mix. So if a benefic planet, then he will get the wealth and everything through the benefic means, good means, or the other questionable means. Or if many things are, then it's a mixed approach. So this is Maharishi was talking. This is one of the technique to understand, because you have a lot of yogas. Maharishi will discuss Dhan yogas and Raj yogas when he starts the yoga adhyaya. But these are the fundamental building blocks he's talking about. A very useful concept. These are the very useful concepts. Now, let's move to next blessing, next verse. Now Maharishi is going and he is giving more revelation. More revelation is coming through the verse number 12. First, emerge in the verse number 12. Padalabh Lav Griham Pasetavayam Kinchinna Pasyati Avidhyena Tada Labho Jayate Dvijuttamam. Many times he addressed Maitre, Dvijuttamam, O excellent Brahman. Because being a student of a Mahaguru, he is not less than any Maharishi. Maitre, so many references of Maitre you can find if you are fond of reading scriptures. So many places Maitre is there. So the Dvij Uttam, He Dvij Uttam, now listen carefully. He talked about a lot related to the 11th from the Padalagnas. Now he's saying, if the 12th from the Padalagna, if 12th from the Padalagna is unaspected, that is very important. Aspect activate the house. So 12 should not be activated at the same time. So if 12th from the Padalagana is unaspected, as the 11th from the Padalagana, Lagna Pad, is being aspected by a planet, then the gain will be uninterrupted. Because if the 11th from the Padalagana is being boosted by benefic aspect of a planet, there is a possibility of gaining wealth, gaining all the richness, and at the same time 12th is also activating, then there is a draining will be happening. So if nothing is happening with the 12th from the Padalagna, and the aspect, good aspect is on the 11th from the Padalagna, then the richness, then the wealth, then the gain will be uninterrupted. It's very, very, very easy to understand, because 12th is a expenditure. So if both thing is happening at the same time, you are feeling one pot, and at the same time you are draining, then that is not good. So that is Mahasi is saying here. It's very, very easy. So in this example, we will go here. So 9th house, if any planet is posited here, we have already discussed. If no planet is posited here, but there is an aspect, if there is a benefic planet is sitting here in 3rd house and aspecting, at the same time this 12th, this is the 12th from the Padalagana, this 12th is not being aspected. It should not being aspected for uninterrupted gain. That Mahaguru Maharshi Parashara is saying. So that much detailing, you see a chart in a holistic manner. That Mahaguru is saying. Now he is revealing more through next verses, verse number 13 to 15. Let's come in verse number 13. गृहदृग योग बाहुल्ये पद एकादशे द्विज सार्गले चापी तद्रापि पद अर्गल समागमे शुभग्रहार्गले विप्रा तत्राप्युच्च ग्रहार्गले शुभेन स्वामिना दृष्टे लग्ना भाग्यादि घेनवा. I will include one more verse, the last one for this episode, 15. Then we will go in commentary. जातस्य भाग्ये प्राबल्यं निर्दिशेदु तरोत्तम उक्त योगेषु चेता खेटो द्वादशं नैव पश्यन्ति. Almost same thing. Dwadasam naiva pasyanti is talking. So he is saying, He Dujuttam, He Brahman, He Maitri. You know the amount of the gain, the total quantity amount of the gain will be directly proportional to the number of the planet in the 11th house, or number of the aspect on the 11th house from the Padalagna. Thus we know also Mahasi is repeating that one for our more clarity. Mahasi is saying that. Now he is coming up with this new technical term that he will reveal in the next adhyaya. After Upapada adhyaya, he will do the Argala adhyaya. But his teaching style is like that. So he is saying about the Argala. He is saying if there is Argala for the 11th Ekadas Bhav, there will be more gain. There are chances of having more gain. While a benefic Argala, if there is a Argala, that's very good, that's a gain. And if that Argala is a benefic, that's a more gain, that will boost the gain. And if this benefic causing Argala is in the exaltation, we will go in that chapter and we will understand similarly how to calculate and what about. But he's putting a driver here. It's very important to talk in a very brief here. So this Argala, if that Argala is in a very excellent avastha, excellent condition, how it will be in the excellent condition if it is in the exaltation? Certainly. Then the gain will be higher, much higher. And again he is saying, if this Ekadas Bhav from the Padalagana, 11th from the Padalagana, is being aspected by a benefic, from the ascendant, because that aspect is coming from the ascendant. In that example, what we did, in that example, so this house, if Jupiter is sitting in the Lagna, so Jupiter's 9th aspect is coming here. So with this sort of example he is talking. So if that Ekadas Bhav, 11th house, is being aspected by a benefic from the Lagna itself or from the 9th, so good houses, Lagna, 9th, 5th, Trikonas he's talking about, that will increase the gain in ascending order. First Lagna, then 9th, then 5th, something like that. So in all cases, basically, the 12th from the Pad must be free from any malefic conjunction or aspect or association, PSC. That is the Mahaguru Maharshi Parasa's revelation. That's why he is saying, Ukti yogesu chet kheto dwadasam naiva pasyanti. The dwadasam naiva pasyanti. So there should not be any aspect. Nobody see, no planet will see the Dwadas Bhav in any case. So that will be the excellent condition of that Padalagna. So we talked about the Padalagnas and the financial gain today. In the next episode, we will talk about Padalagnas and the financial losses. So we will come up with those combinations, those revelations by Mahaguru Maharshi Parashara himself. Hope you are now able to calculate the Padalagna, not only Padalagna, but all type of 12 Lagnas and the Graha Lagnas also, all type of Arud, and what are the Arud, and how to see the financial gains in the chart by applying this concept of Padalagnas, 11 from the Padalagnas. That's a very beautiful concept. Let's apply in the different charts. After all, it's a Hora. When you apply, then only it will work. In the end, I will pray for you. May Mahaguru bless you. May Mahadev bless you. In the end, I will pray for everyone. Asito ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय। ओम शांति शांति शांति। जय गुरुदेव। हर हर महादेव। हर हर महादेव।